或者是根据他的外形、眉毛，或者是根据体态，你会觉得这个人很有男人味、很有女人味这样子，那都是想象的。
我有一
那帮我
个问题。
回答你的问题吗？
是，有。
那我问一个问题。
好。
那个性根色不是女根色就是男根色，那个只能有一个吗？
有些例子是会有两个的。
OK， 所以是可以有两个在一起的情况。
好像是有，而且甚至曾经也有从男变女，女变男的，就在他这个生命里面有另外一个业介入了，就是造成某个人的业呢，走了几十年之后，突然有另外一个业介入，他突然改变性别了。这种例子其实
那这个业介入的话，业我们知道是意图，它就可能说意图发生了一个重大的转变。
业是意图带来的结果，那个果，男根或女根是果报。因为我们没有办法，这个就好像寿命一样，比如说原本造成这个人的生命是80年，那可能过去的某个恶业介入了，就是有条件成熟了，他可能在50几岁就被车撞死了，或者是有一个曾经做过的善业，让他从80岁再多活15年。
是有这些无常因无常缘的介入。
错这些不同的业力再继续进来，就好像我们一定是善业的结果才会是人嘛，但是我们一样会有不善业带来的结果，经验不愉快的眼耳鼻舌身根门的对象的经验嘛，就有很多业在执行它的功能在结它的果子。所以这一块是我们无法想象的，也没有必要去想象太多的。
因为刚才 Pat 讲这个，确实还有一类的生物，我们知道它是雌雄同体的，对，它这个就是说两种都有。
其实因为我们现在用人类来描述，比如说一只蟑螂啊，你可以看得出它是女的还是男的吗？
那我们肯定是看不出啊。
所以渗透全身的色法，其实你从蟑螂是看不出来。至少我不知道蟑螂。
Ajahn is here. Ajahn, are you here?
สวัสดีค่ะทุกคนค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ Ajahn. Okay. We could start now. There is someone who asked a question about there is no one. Then why do we learn the teachings?
There's no one, but is there this moment?
OK， 那有人问说没有我，干嘛还要学佛法？老师现在第一个反问的是没有人，但是有没有这一刻 ？Yes, there is this moment.
It has to be one always considering and understanding, not just follow the word or follow the word that there is no one, but what is now? Is there anything now? Is there this moment?
所以呢，必须是自己去思考什么是真相而不是只是跟着别人说什么就是什么。也许别人说没有人，你不一定真的要相信。那现在这一刻呢？这一刻有什么？
Otherwise, we cannot continue studying what is there now because there is ignorance about what is there now.
如果不去思考这一刻，我们是没有办法继续研读佛法的。那无明没有让我们知道这一刻有什么。
So please, what is there now? So we can talk and understand it as it is.
所以呢，老师是说，那现在这一刻，或者是现在那里有什么？为了要了解这一刻的真相，那里有什么？现在，所以可以举任何例子哦。有谁想要坐上来椅子上回答？
现在有在想，有在听。
There is thinking and hearing.
Okay, is I think or it's thinking?
是我在想吗？或者去想的在想？
是自自然然的在想，自自然然的听。
Just naturally thinking and naturally hearing, listening.
So, is thinking just thinking? Hearing is just hearing? Can hearing be someone, or can it be thinking, or can it be story, or situation?
想就只是想吗？听就听吗？听可以是或者是想可以是某一个故事吗？
听只是在听，也是听，然后就想到那个听的那里面的那些所带的意思。
Hearing is just hearing. Thinking, think about what is heard.
So thinking cannot be I. So is it true that there is no one, but there are different realities conditioned to arise and appear as now, just like now?
所以那个在想的并不是我吗？就只是有各种不同的法，有它的因缘条件在生灭吗？
是的。
Yes.
So if there is still I, we cannot study and understand what is said now as no one and nothing. And this is the absolute truth. Just be enlightened by the Buddha, the enlightened one, before the others.
那么如果不能够知道究竟真相，就是没有我。这个究竟真相不能够真的在理智上了解，它会成为阻碍继续理解佛陀话。
Can the truth of just what is now be studied and understood as it's gone completely as soon as it has arisen?
那么这一刻的真相可以成为被研读了解的对象吗？即使它升起就立刻灭去了。
Where is the sound or seeing or hearing just a moment ago? Could anyone find it anywhere in samsara?
就刚刚的听以及声音，现在有谁能够找得到吗？在轮回中还找得到吗？
When there's not enough.
Just answer no.
When there is not enough understanding of this truth, there cannot be more developed understanding of the truth that actually there is no one at all, only different realities conditioned to arise and fall away, not just in this life, from years and years ago, and next life as well.
如果不能够开始去思考了解现在这一刻的真相，就不可能真的了解每一刻呢，就只是生命的法，并没有人在那里。
Whatever is true, can it be directly understood?
那么
Not just talking about that.
真相可以被直接了解吗？
还没有了解之前，我们已经先进入概念了。
Before we directly understand the realities, we are already in the world of concept.
That is not my question.
老师说这不是他的问题。老师的问题是真相可不可以被直接了解？
应该是可以。
Yes, truth can be directly understood.
But now there is no understanding, so the truth cannot reveal itself as it is because of ignorance of that which is now appearing each moment.
因为无明遮盖了现在这一刻在那里的真相是什么，那由于智慧还不足，所以并没有办法直接去了解真相是什么，真相还没有显现出来，显露出来。
As long as the truth is now, how can there be the development of other thing to understand? Because the truth is now here, so studying, listen more about that which is now appearing can bring about the understanding of letting go that which is not self, not by I, but by understanding little by little.
那么如果不是从这一刻来了解真相，又怎么可能呢？可能从别的时候来了解呢？那真相的了解呢，也必须是由无我的来了解的，因为有个我想要去了解真相是不会了解的，因为这个智慧的本身也是无我的，它的累积是缓慢的，一点一点的。
Because not understanding enough about that which is now appearing, there are many words of the Buddha from his kindness, compassion, to condition the understanding of the other to begin to understand and develop understanding little by little until it can be moment of enlightenment, the truth that has been learned before from now.
由于佛陀的智慧跟悲悯所以他的教导才能够让我们有机会一点一滴的了解真相是什么。
Can there be other way?
能够有别的方式吗？除了佛陀的教导，有别的方法可以了解吗？
That's why not understanding enough of what is heard about what is there now. That's why we learn more, hear more, consider more, and letting go more, little by little. That is a subtle development of understanding to directly experience the truth.
现在真相这一刻的真相还没有显现出来智慧的累积呢，一点一点的。那所以因为还不够，我们要更多的听闻，才能够累积思慧的条件也才能够有累积直接经验法的条件。
Can anyone try to rush to realize the truth? It's impossible. That is ignorance because the I is there. Hinder the truth to appear.
有一个我能够加速智慧的累积吗？那是一个我那个反而是一个阻碍。
So begin to consider about the truth of that which appears, that it does not appear as it is, because the rapidity of the succession of the arising and falling way, the condition, the mark or the sign of that which appears as something.
那么由于法的快速生灭，以及它所留下的所谓的影子，那么记忆呢，以及新的概念化呢，让我们认为扭曲了，以为有东西有人的存在。
So ignorance is there as the seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, whatever in life, followed by ignorance of that, because there is the wrong understanding, taking it for I of things.
因为在看、听、闻、尝、碰触之后呢，很快就有无明升起了，所以我们总是认为有人有东西在那里。
So what is the truth of this moment?
所以这一刻的真相是什么？
Just one by one, so there can be more understanding, and that is a development of letting go the idea of self.
那一个一个去了解啊，这个是智慧的累积建立，才能够舍离我是存在的这样子的邪见。
If there's no question yet, is there any question? If there's no answer yet, is there any question?
如果没有回答的话，有问题吗？有没有什么问题？Someone who is not here, but she want to ask what is chitta.
Excuse me, say it again, please.
Ajahn, someone want to ask what is chitta?
Okay. I better ask what is chitta, because there is reality now. No word about that yet. The truth is that without word, but when you hear some word, no understanding of what is there now. So there is doubt about what is chitta.
首先呢，老师有点像是反过来在问什么是心哦，因为其实真相升起的时候呢，是没有名字、没有声音的法。那个在看的，那个在听的，它升起的时候，它并没有任何名字哦。所以当我们听到什么是 chitta， 什么是心的时候，其实已经不是在直接经验那个法了。
But when there is the understanding of this moment, no doubt about what is meant by chitta.
所以在真的直接经验那个所谓被称为心的法的时候呢，真的直接经验到是不会怀疑的。
Is it true?
是这样子吗？
Because even there is reality now, thinking about the word of chitta, what is that? What does it mean? No understanding of what is there now. So there is question about chitta.
所以呢，这个问题呢，大家要知道，它只是在文字上表达什么是心哦。因为在问这个问题的时候呢，什么是心，其实那个心并没有成为被经验的对象。在问这个问题的时候，心是不可能出现的。
No matter how much there is explanation for chitta, but when there is no understanding of this moment, it's not understanding the reality of that chitta.
所以不管我们怎么样讨论什么是心哦，在没有真正的直接经验什么是被称为心的这个法之前呢，是没有真正了解什么是心的。
But when there is the answer for what is there now, there can be the understanding of the word chitta.
那么在思考了解在那里的是什么的时候呢，这个的过程可以成为了解什么是心的条件。
See, in order to understand what you ask about, think about chitta, if there is the understanding of this moment, there can be moment of understanding, not only the word, but the truth of chitta.
所以在回答或者是讨论什么是心的时候呢，因为了解了现在这一刻在那里的是什么这件事情，其实就可以帮助了解什么是心。
The answer is the question, what is there now?
所以什么是心呢？这个的回答，老师的回答就是现在在那里的是什么？因为心就在那里哦，现在。
It's there now, ready for the answer. What is there now? Any word in your mind and your understanding, please speak out so that we can understand how much understanding or how much ignorance of the word chitta.
所以现在什么在那里呢？谁有心里面出现什么声音，就可以跟大家分享讲出来。现在什么在那里？那从这个回答之中，我们来讨论有多少无明，或者是多少的智慧了。
Is chitta only the word, or is the truth of
chitta
what?
chitta 心呢，只是一个字吗？还是它是一个法？真的现在就有。
In order to understand the meaning of the word chitta, there must be the understanding of this moment. Otherwise, it's not the understanding of the word that you use and doubt about chitta, because it's there now.
要了解什么是心呢，一定要了解这一刻，现在这一刻在那里的是什么？因为这一刻心就在那里啊。
So what is there now? The answer is that for your question.
所以回答这个问题就是现在在那里的是什么？现在有什么在那里？
Would you like to consider? Because if you hear the answer, the explanation is not your own considering at all. It just follow the word and try to find out. But when you understand the truth of it, the absolute truth of not just the word chitta, but the reality of it, there's no doubt about that. Because it's there now.
所以老师这里强调就是，如果我们只是讨论什么是心呢，很容易陷入文字上的讨论而已。但是现在心这个法是真的，它就在那里。所以如果我们能够去思考现在在那里的是什么，其实就是在了解心，不会去怀疑它是真的，而不是只是相信别人的文字上的讨论。到底有没有兴趣真的去思考现在在那里的是什么？
Your answer for your question is now. So what is there now? Again, please.
所以老师又提醒我们，那现在在那里的是什么？不管是什么，你想到什么？
Would you like me to tell, or would you like to think over it, to consider what is there now? In your opinion, in your understanding.
你是想要听我说呢，还是你自己想要想一想，想清楚在那里的是什么？至少你有去想。
The person who asked the question isn't here, is that right, Vincent?
She's not here.
She's not here. But anyway, for everyone, last week we talked quite a lot about how usually we want to find the answer, we want to hear the definition, we want to check what is in the text, but forget about thinking now with attachment. Trying to find out, trying to know, but not understanding what appears right now.
那么上个星期呢，我们也有提到，当我们讨论一个词的时候，名词的时候，我们会想要知道它的定义是什么，我们去查阅经典等等的，那可能常常会忽略那个想要知道的心有没有贪爱伴随。那么我们常常就是这里就是关键，就是什么是真的思慧哦，不是了解文字上的定义，而是真的现在在那里的是什么。
So we think about what is in the text or getting the right answer, but what about the thinking right now with attachment, trying to work it out? Isn't the thinking right now with attachment? Chitta, a moment of experiencing that arises and then is gone. Not I that thinks, just a moments of thinking with attachment.
我们可能会很在乎这个名词的定义正不正确哦，这也没有不对，但是很重要的是现在有没有心，其实就有心在思考这些话、这些文字，那个心的品质是有贪爱伴随的吗？
And it's not, there isn't just thinking with attachment, there are countless moments of seeing and hearing in between the many moments of thinking as well. If there's no seeing, no idea about the people, the place, the room. If there's no hearing, no sound of what is spoken at all. So many moments of seeing and hearing, as well as the many moments of thinking about what's seen and heard right now, and the many moments of thinking with attachment about this and that.
在想的时候呢，在思考的时候呢，中间会有一些去看啊、去听的时刻，否则就不会有东西被看到啊，或者是有声音被听到去想是什么意思。所以在思考之间呢，还有其他的感官根本的经验哦。那思考本身到底它其实是不是常常有贪爱伴随呢？这个知道吗？
We discussed last time how usually there's the self, I, trying to know this and that, even in a Dhamma discussion. And this is the opposite of letting go with understanding that actually there are just moments of experiencing, arising and falling away, none of them belonging to me or anyone else.
所以上个礼拜我们也提到哦，当我们在讨论的时候，我们是不是佛法讨论的时候，我们是不是也是很想要知道一些答案？那这个呢，就不是舍离了，因为正道的建立是舍离，所以那一刻一定要舍离。那只是一刻的经验而已，并没有我的存在。
And because there's the idea of self, there's bound to be doubt all the time. Is this the right answer? Is that the right answer? How can I work out what is chitta? Is there attachment now or not? This is all this kind of doubt arises because of the clinging to the idea of I who experiences.
因为对于我的执取是我在经验这个不善的法的升起哦，所以常常我们在问问题的时候，以法也在里面。我要怎么样才能够了解什么是心？我要怎么样才能够建立正道？
When there is the answer to what is chitta now, what is experiencing at this moment, not from just hearing the right definition or what it says in the text, but from understanding at this very moment. No doubt about what it is that experiences, no doubt that there's no one here, no self that sees, no one who hears, no one who thinks with attachment.
那么在我们想要从文字上经典里面找到定义、找到答案的时候呢，更重要的是，那现在就有这个所谓的心在那里生灭啊，它有被我们有想要从现在这一刻就直接去了解那个所谓的心是什么法吗？而不是只是从书里面去找答案。
So the more understanding of what appears now, no matter it's experiencing, such as the seeing or the hearing or the thinking, or what is experienced, such as that which is seen or the sound that is heard, less and less doubt about what the truth is at this moment. No doubt that there is no one there, no self, no I to be found.
那么当听的那一刻、看的那一刻、想的那一刻，当这样一刻一刻有兴趣去思考、去了解的时候呢，那随着这个的思慧的累积，对于在那里的每一刻在那里并没有我这个真相，就越来越没有怀疑了。
So the point of the teachings isn't just to learn the details in the Abhidhamma Pitaka or to learn the various definitions or which rupas arise in which kalapas, but the purpose is to directly understand what appears in life now, the truth of life now, which is that there is no one to be found at all, no thing to be found. What is seen is just that which is visible. In reality, no coffee cup at all. So the more understanding, the less one lives in the fantasy world of I and things, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what the lifestyle.
所以我们学佛法呢，读三藏经典，并不是为了要知道更多的细节，我们是要了解 并不是要去了解这个摄具有什么摄法一起升起，或者是很多的一些我们根本就不太能够直接经验的。那重点还是现在，如果学佛法的目的是了解现在出现的是什么，因为这个了解本身可以消除我存在的这个邪见，因为在那里就是没有我，在看的时候只是那个去看的，还有那个被看到的，并没有我的存在。
And so the firmer the understanding about the realities of life, the less tendency or thought about other ideas about the teachings, the less interest one has in hearing that it's good to go to a special place to practice, or that one should make more effort now, or one should have more generosity at this moment, because there is the confidence in understanding that whatever arises at this moment is unexpected and not in anyone's control. It just arises by conditions.
那么越是建立这样子坚定的信心呢，那么就越不会想要去哪里去做什么练习，或者是什么时候会比较好，因为每一刻都有法在生命，都没有人的存在哦。那也不会去在乎说这一刻我是不是应该要更大方的去布施，会因为对真相的了解是现在这一刻不管出现了什么法是没有预期的，都有它的因缘条件，不可能是别的法升起，一定是这个法已经升起了，所以因为这个了解这个的信心，其实就不会想要再去特别做什么。
And we discussed last time how there must be sati, there must be awareness now to condition the understanding, because the sati is not forgetful about what appears. It's not forgetful to understand and know what life is at this very moment. Without sati, there cannot be any understanding.
那么上个星期我们提到 sati， 这是念心所。那么刚刚这边讲的是对象是法，所以这边谈的是正念哦。所以 sati 呢，他没有忘记，他会记得那个，没有忘记去觉知那个正在出现的法。
And it's totally useless to say to anyone, be aware now, or have sati now, or work less hard, or have more quiet time to have more sati. This is not sati at all. This is the strong idea of self.
所以呢，是完完全全没有用。如果对着一个人说现在保持觉知，或者是到安静的地方好好的坐下来，来培养觉知，这是完完全全没有用的。
So without sati, there cannot be understanding, and without understanding of realities as not self, there cannot be sati, which is satipatthana, sati which develops with the right understanding of realities.
那么如果没有觉知不管它有多微弱，如果没有念，不管它多微弱，去觉知现在出现的法，那么智慧就不可能有机会去了解法的本质，那么就不可能越来越坚定，能够直接经验法变得更清楚。
So let's ask, let me pick on someone to help answer Ajahn's question, because lots of time to consider. So maybe Dao Jun, you're always very helpful. Maybe you can help answer the question. So for the person who asked it, who is not here, what is chitta now?
大壮，因为问问题的人现在不在所以 Sarah 希望你能够帮个忙，你来帮忙他回答问题，他要 Sarah 跟你进行一个问与答。
好的，谢谢 Sarah。
So 什么是 chitta？ 什么是心？
是问我吗？
对，你就是代表雅雅。
心就是那个当下发生的能去经验的。
Chitta is this moment that experience.
And what kind of experience is there now, and what does it experience?
好，那现在是什么样的经验呢？什么被经验到了？
温度，然后颜色之类的。
Like temperature, like color.
And what is experiencing temperature now? Like if it's a little hot or a little cold now, what is experiencing this?
那么，比如现在如果有点热或有点冷，那个是什么在经验温度？哪一种类型的心？大壮，你还在吗？
哦，我在的，我在想是哪一种类型的心？
是什么在经验温度？
它就是那个感知到了，它是感受吧。
Vedana.
What kind of experience is Vedana? What does Vedana experience? And is Vedana Chitta, or what is Vedana?
首先呢，因为我们刚刚在讨论什么是 Chitta， 什么是心啊，那现在回到感受，这是另外一个法。但是的确在经验温度的时候，这个法的确也一起经验了温度。那所以现在 Sarah 是要问你说，那温度就是那感受是什么？经验温度的时候是什么感受？
是有点暖的。
The Vedana experience, there's a sense of warmness.
Can Vedana arise on its own? Can it experience warmth on its own? Is it the chieftain experiencing warmth?
那么心可以感受可以单独升起吗？那它是主要的去经验温度的法吗？
不是，应该是它是有一个当下升起的一个心去经验的，就是这个感受呢是它的其中一个伴随的一个可能就是说直接能经验比较强烈的一个显出来的一个东西，心所。
Vedana is just the Jetasika. Chitta is the chief in experiencing.
So when Vedana arises with the chitta, it just feels in a pleasant or unpleasant way at that moment of the experience of warmth. So it's chitta, as you say, that is the leader in experiencing the warmth.
所以呢，感受就是去感觉，在碰触到温度，在暖暖的温度，在碰到的那一刻、那一瞬间的感受，只是去以愉快的或不以舒服或不舒服的感受在感觉而已。但是并不是他的主要经验，是那个时候的心是主要的经验者。
So right now, is there the experience of warmth?
好，比如现在有没有在经验暖呢？暖的温度。
是的。
There is, yes.
And what is the chitta? What is the chitta which experiences the warmth now?
那么那个去经验暖的是什么样的心？
它就是一个能够知道的。
就比如你不会说它是眼识啊，你会说它是什么？
哦，那么就是说，是生识。
It's It's the Kaya Vijnana.
Right, the Kaya Vijnana. At the moment of bodily experience or the moment of touching, for example, touching the clothes, maybe there's the experience of warmth or the experience of warmth inside the body. But how long does this experience last?
是的，是所谓的身视在经验温度哦，温度只能透过身视去经验。那刚刚 Sarah 比喻的就是说，比如说我们在衣服啊这样子暖暖的，那它维持了多久？这个经验维持了多久？
这个经验它可能它就在那个当下，它就就是被经验了，就是当下那一刹那，然后他在就是经验别的时候，他这个就没有出现嘛，就这个意思。
It's just an instant, and then there are other experience follow up.
Right, because we've been talking for 5 or 10 minutes, and it may seem as though there's the experience of warmth for 5 or 10 minutes, but this is the fantasy, the illusion, because actually the moment of experiencing warmth, the Kaya Vijnana, which experiences warmth, just arises for a split instant, gone instantly, doesn't last at all. It's not my experience. It's not anything I can make last. It arises and it's gone. And then there are countless other experiences in between.
的确是这样子哦，像我们刚刚讨论这个主题，可能5到10分钟了。那你可能觉得这5到10分钟，因为你穿的衣服，可能你以为都一直很暖和，但事实上，当身视这个果报心经验温度之后，它其实就立刻灭了。但是因为还是有其他的身视继续升起灭去，或者是想着这个温度，所以我们会认为它一直持续的，这就是一种扭曲哦。
At the moment of seeing what the visible object now, is there any Kaya Vijnana? Is there any touching of warmth at the moment of seeing?
比如说你以为那个温度一直都保持很暖和，你都一直在经验暖和，可是事实上在看的那一刻，眼视升起的时候，会有身视吗？所以那一刻是没有身视的，那一刻是没有经验温度的。
他那一刻没有经验温度，对，就是那一刻那个心没有升起，就是身视没有升起，那么就是说，但是那个温度和那个身体呢，那个2个色法呢，还同时在那里，是这样吗？
Yes, at the moment of seeing, there is no Kaya Vijnana, but even though at the moment of seeing, the body, the body sense and the temperature are still there. Is that right?
So as you say, at the moment of seeing, no other experience. There's just the world of seeing, even though countless rupas are rising and falling away, but no experience of the temperature at those moments.
好，大众这个问题其实蛮重要的。在看的那一刻呢，身视是没有升起的，即使那个时候身体感官还是有在生灭哦，即使那个时候外部的火元素也都在，但是它并没有被经验，它并没有出现，这个世界并不存在。
So at the moment of seeing, the world is just that which is seen. No other world appears. No other world is experienced.
所以在看的那一刻呢，被看到的这个才是所谓的世界哦，并没有其他的世界出现了。那没有出现，当然就不可能被了解。
And at the moment of when there is hearing, when there's hearing of sound, like the many, many moments of hearing of sounds now, but at the moment of hearing of sound, is there any experience of warmth?
同样的，当我们在听的那一刻的时候，当耳是在经验声音的时候，那一刻有经验暖和吗？
没有经验，没有经验，但那个暖和，它就是说那个色法呢，还是在发生，在生灭。
那你是推测啊？
因为就是说，
因为你没有经验，所以你推测，对不对？
对，它是在发生。因为如果是我就是说，它那个火在那儿，我如果是一直不挪开，但是我这是在经验别的，但一会儿过来可能那个被烫到了，这个会发生。
好，但是他是要问你的是，在听的时候有经验到暖和这件事情吗？
没有，在那一刹那没有。
OK， at the moment of hearing, there's no Gaya Vijnana to experience the fire element. But for example, he gave an example. If I have my finger in the fire, but I am thinking something else, and then after a while, the effect is there. The finger is burned.
So no matter there is any understanding or no understanding, no matter the finger is in the fire or not in the fire, still at a moment of seeing, there is no experience of the temperature and there's no painful bodily feeling at the moment of seeing and hearing. So even in the case of the Buddha, at the moment of seeing, no other citta arises, no other experience. Even for the Buddha, when he had strong bodily pain, it's just for a moment of experiencing the hardness or the temperature, not at moments of seeing or hearing, no matter the circumstances in life.
所以不管手是不是有放在火里面，然后被烧伤等等，在看的那一刻或在听的那一刻呢，一定是没有经验那个火元素的哦。即使是佛陀在看的那一刻，就只有眼视而已，不会有其他的心升起。当佛陀也有身体的疼痛的时候呢，那个就是只是身世在经验土元素或者是火元素而已，就只是短暂的一个果报心，经验完就灭去了。
It doesn't mean that because there's more understanding that there are different moments of experiencing that the finger stays in the fire longer or anything like this. This would be completely wrong understanding. The ordinary life continues as usual. If the finger is getting burnt, it is quickly removed from the fire. But the reality is that there are just these different moments of experiencing, not I who is experiencing, not the lasting of any moment of experiencing at all.
所以随着智慧的累积呢，并不代表智慧就会带来什么特殊的能力哦，超能力等等的。那总之呢，心是那个去经验的，一次只有一个心，心如果没有去经验那个别的世界就不会出现了，因为只有被心经验的那个才是真正的世界。那么总之呢，就只是不同时刻的经验。现在不管智慧的高低，就只是不同时刻的经验，并没有我。
And at the many moments of thinking about different definitions and what is the right answer, or thinking about other questions, usually thinking with Loba, at all these moments of thinking with Loba, is there any touching of temperature?
那么当心如果是在意门在思考某个主题的时候呢，其实我们会注意到通常都是贪爱有伴随哦。那在心在想的时候呢，那个时候有其他感官的门的心在看在碰触吗？有经验火元素吗？
没有。
No，
就是那个心没有去经验。
So at the actual moments of thinking with Loba, there cannot be touching, but in between, there are moments of experiencing heat or cold, and then countless more moments of thinking, and they all arise and fall away so fast. It seems I've been thinking for a long time about my question, or I've been experiencing the temperature, but actually they're just different moments of experiencing temperature or thinking about the idea or hearing of the sound. So different chittas arising and experiencing their objects through different doorways.
那么这里的最重要的重点呢，有两个，一个就是当我们在想呢，带着贪爱，通常是带着贪爱在想着某个主题的时候呢，因为新的生命太快了，在那想的之间，其实可能就会有看的时刻啊，听的时刻啊，碰触的时刻，但是我们不见得都知道哦。那总之呢，就是不同时刻的经验，在这6个根门之一发生，但是一次只会有一个根门哦。
And the point is that it doesn't matter whether it's the word chitta that's used or what the definition we have read is, but right now there is a moment of experiencing, and gradually through questioning and considering, there can be more understanding of what life is now. Different moments of experiencing with different mental factors, as you've said, each one arising by conditions and gone instantly, never to return.
所以我们不是只是就是只关心像文字上定义什么是心，为什么叫做心，心是什么等等，而是现在就有那个去经验的，那个去经验的，我们把它叫做心。
Thanks, Dao Jun. Maybe Ajahn has more questions for you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Ajahn?
Yes.
Do you have any further question for Da Zhuang?
Is there any answer for my question yet?
所以在老师问问题之前，老师是反问哦，有人要回答我问的问题吗？老师的问题是什么？现在在那里的是什么？有没有人要回答老师问题呢？
现在在那里的就是我们学了阿毗达摩之后，知道是一些本质特征的法，然后平常是一些概念。
那举个例子啊，现在在那里的是什么？
就是温度和一把椅子。
Okay, there's a temperature and a chair.
What is the truth of that?
Truth
from
of
your thought,
that.
from what? When you say temperature or chair? What is
he said
that?
both. He said both temperature and a chair.
He said, but the question is, what is there now, just now?
好，就现在哦，在那里的是什么？
那我现在看见了一把椅子。
I see a chair.
I. Is there I?
Or there is a chair thing.
Okay, but what is a chair in reality?
在实相里，在真相里面，椅子是什么？所谓的椅子是什么？
它是一个概念，就是被心这个当下对应定义的一个概念。
Chair is a concept defined by the chitta.
And what is the truth of that, the absolute truth of what you take for a chair?
那个你把它当成
There can be many, many moments now, but no understanding of all these moments at all. As long as there's still just one word, a chair. What is that? Is it seen or is it touched or is thought about or what? See, no self, no I, but there are series, succession of the arising and falling away of each Dhamma, unknown, and take it for a chair, see. So when it's as about the truth or the absolute truth, we are talking about another world, the breaking world, arising and falling away all the time, so there cannot be any chair or I. This is the point of studying the teachings, to understand the absolute truth. Otherwise, we go around with story like I see a chair, or what is there now? A chair? See. But we talk about another world, the world of truth, the world of absolute truth. In order to understand it actually, in truth, the absolute truth, there's no chair, no I.
那个所谓的椅子呢是什么？如果那个在究竟真相里面那个所谓的椅子是什么？法的生命非常非常的快啊！我们现在要了解的是另外一个世界，那个究竟真相的世界。那个究竟真相里呢是没有椅子的。所谓的椅子其实也就是生命的快速的设法，但是这些每一刻很多的法的快速生命就过去了，都不知道。所以我们一直认为有人有东西，但是在究竟实相的世界，这是我们要去了解的。
We are not used to live in the world of absolute truth at all, because no understanding to understand that which is there now. It's only the words and thinking all around about such and such. But the truth is that in order to understand, then no I, not me, not anything, it has to be understanding what is there now, one by one.
那么我们并不习惯究竟实相这个世界啊，那我们很习惯就是概念啊、已知啊、人啊，所以我们为什么要学习一次一个法，把它思考清楚？就是我们要开始进入去了解所谓的究竟实相这个世界。
When the answer is a chair, that's not enough. So what is a chair?
所以当你回答现在在那里有什么已知，这个回答是不够的。要问自己，那什么是已知？已知是什么？
Otherwise, when there is the answer, which is not the understanding of the absolute reality, it turns on and on and on, and not really understand what is there, just one by one at a time. So, what is a chair? We have to question until there's the clear understanding.
所以我们要进一步了解所谓的已知是什么，否则我们没有办法，我们会一直就只是在表面实相的世界里。那已知是什么？
All the answers are in the teachings of the Buddha. In truth, absolute truth, which no one can think by oneself at all. But from learning to understand each of his words, it's all the truth of reality.
那当然，这个真相是由佛陀来教导的。所以大众，你刚刚回答什么是已知，对不对？
就是已知呢，它是由本质特征的法构成的。那么就是说，我们的心是不是说也能够达到那么一种精细的程度呢？就是心这个法，它是不是说也能够达到因为现在我的心就是说可能的。
阿壮，现在的问题是已知是什么？已知什么是已知？所谓的已知是什么？在究竟实相里，
它是本质设法就是。
OK， 我们先回答这个。Chair is rupa.
Excuse me. So when the answer is a chair, see, what is it? Because you see, you can answer anyway by your own idea. But what is it in truth?
到底真相里所谓的已知是什么？它是被看到、被听到、被摸到、被想到吗？
它被看到了，然后被想象出来。
已知被看到吗？
所谓想象就是一个定义了。
可是已知被看到吗？
被看到的，是那个被看到的东西。 椅子是
被看到的，它只是被看到的，对，颜色。
What is seen is color, and then chair is all about.
So
我
the
们可以
chair
说
is
椅
a
子是
thing.
色尘吗？
Someone
It's a
just
chair.
answered. Lily answered. Chair is visible object. Can I say that?
Not the can I, but when you think about a chair, it means you think about a thing, right? Something. You call it a chair, but it's something with a shape and form. Is that right?
现在问题不是在我可不可以这样讲啊？当你说椅子的时候，你在说的是一个东西在那里，是不是？有个东西是存在着的。
明白了，就是说，当看的时候，它就只是看到的椅子的颜色，然后在另外一刻，我们就是说，它如果有某种气味，我就闻到了它的气味，然后根据这些各种的这个收集，然后就是给它想象定义成了一个椅子，但是在那一刻只是一个法被经验到。
So, 大壮 said, at the moment of seeing, only color is seen. At the moment of smelling, there may be some other smell from the so-called chair, and the combined experience is the imagined chair.
Many realities, right? Before there can be the idea of a chair there. That's why we can understand that without the absolute realities, there cannot be anything as permanent as it seems to be.
所以有很多很多的法，对不对？没有这些不同的时刻，这么多法，这么多不同的经验，就不会有一个所谓的椅子那个东西在那里。
And this is the way to let go the idea, the thought about that as so very real, so permanent as something or atta. That's why we can understand that even it seems or appears with the sign or mark, symbol of one thing, but in reality it has to be separated because they cannot be same. The seen cannot be that which is seen, and the hardness is not that which experiences hard. In order to understand each moment as it is, otherwise we live in the world of things around all the time, I and things and people and the world. But actually it's a breaking world each moment.
每一刻每一刻哦，是所谓的不同的世界哦，跟我们现在所经验到的有人有东西的世界是不一样的。但是我们一直都认为是有东西的世界的存在，所以我们在了解每一刻每一刻这些不同的法，这些不同的心的经验，去看的跟被看到的不会是同一种。那这些所谓的打开来，才能够真正的开始进入所谓的究竟世界，另外一个世界里，或者我们一直在幻象扭曲的世界里。
Otherwise, there cannot be condition for letting go when there is no understanding of reality as it is, as not a thing or people or whatever we take as usual.
否则呢，我们又怎么能够真的了解法是无我的呢？我们会把这些，比如说所谓的椅子，我们认为是有个东西，我们会把法当成是某个人或某个东西。
When it appears as something or a thing like a chair, there must be attachment or other kilesa. For sure.
当这些不同时刻的经验的综合出现了一个人或东西，而相信它真的存在的时候呢，就会有贪爱升起，想要去抓住，或是其他的不善法。
All kilesas are conditioned by ignorance. That's why today there are so many moments of ignorance when there is no understanding of the absolute truth, just one at a time.
所有的不善法的根源都是因为无明哦， 那在没有了解很弱的智慧的了解很弱的时候，当然就是无明常常在升起，各种不善法在升起。
But without understanding directly of what is there now, they cannot be letting go of anything at all because they always seem as many things around all the time, even right now at moment of seeing.
所以如果不能够了解在那里的是什么，我们就会一直相信有人有东西，是不可能逐渐的舍离的。现在即使现在是在看的这一刻，我们还是认为有东西有人哦，因为智慧就还不够。
That's why when there's more understanding of one reality at a time, it can let go the idea of self. So what is the answer for Chitta? Do you understand that already? The first question about Chitta.
所以如果不能够真的了解在那里的法，现在有什么法在那里，一次一个了解清楚，开始真的了解究竟实相的世界的话，是不可能舍离有人有东西的存在的。所以老师回答什么是心，老师回答有人问什么是心，老师回答现在什么在那里。理解这个老师的反问了吗？
So please, is there Chitta now?
所以那现在有没有心呢？
理解了，是的。
I don't understand why you asked the question. To answer is what is chitta, but your answer is what is there now.
Because the question is about Chitta, right? And now, no doubt about Chitta? Or still doubt, some doubt about it?
所以原来的第一个问题是什么是心？所以老师问现在什么在那里？那现在什么在那里呢？现在每一刻都有心在那里。如果真的能够去思考了解现在这一刻在那边去经验的那个法，对什么是心还会有怀疑吗？
不会有。就是譬如说就是当下出现了这个，就是当下出现的心，就是出现了感激那么它这个就是这个心出现了。
感激不是心哦。
对，它就是说这个带着这个感激的这个心，它出现了这种心。
There's appreciation of there is chitta now each moment to experience, like the chitta with appreciation.
Okay, but the question is about no doubt about chitta now? And is there still doubt about it?
老师，问题是现在对什么对心 chitta 有没有怀疑呢？还是不怀疑？什么是心？
不怀疑了，就是那个能够去知道的，能够去知道一个对象的，那个就是心。
No doubt, that which knows an object is chitta.
No doubt, completely, absolutely, or what?
完全没有怀疑了吗？已经绝对不怀疑了吗？
对啊，因为那个总是感觉到有很不同的，就这两个法它有不同的特征，一个是能够去经验，能够去认知，还有一个是它不知道，不能去经验的，这个很明显的特征啊。
No doubt, because that which experience is very different from that does not know anything. Very different characteristic.
But you see that as long as doubt does not appear well as the object of understanding, only one, there must be still doubt about it. Because you see that there is not doubt any moment, every moment, but it's there as anusya, with Jikicca anusya, see. So from intellectual understanding now, we don't know. We think that we understand all, but actually it's only understanding at level of intellectual understanding. As long as the citta does not appear as it is, as what we have heard, that which now sees or experiences an object, but does it appear as it is yet, as not self? Because there is the idea of self answering, thinking about that.
好，现在呢，我们可能认为自己不怀疑了，但是因为疑法它其实也是一个睡眠烦恼之一哦，所以我们在理智上可能认为自己不怀疑，可是其实那个疑法还没有根除，它一定还在，但是它并没有出现，所以没有注意到它。但是我们会还是在理智上认为是不怀疑了，但是还是一直有一个我在想，我在知道，我不怀疑。
Who does not have doubt anymore? Absolutely.
老师的问题是谁能够完全不再有疑法了？
I have a question for you, Daojuan, too. Is a chair a rupa?
我们先回到椅子这个问题啊，椅子是色法吗？一种色法吗？
它是，它是多种色法吧
？Many different rupas.
So can a chair be a rupa? Can a chair be a billion rupas or any number of rupas? Can a chair ever be any rupas?
那所谓的椅子可以是色法吗？不管是几兆个色法，椅子等于色法吗？
不等于。
No, it's not equivalent to rupa.
Because a chair is not a reality, it's just an idea. So, because before you mentioned a chair is a rupa. So, without rupas, there cannot be the idea that there is a chair. But we cannot say a chair is a rupa.
我们不能说椅子是色法，虽然没有各种不同的色法，我们不会有椅子的概念，但是椅子是概念，它色法是法，是实相，所以椅子一定不是色法。但是没有色法不会出现椅子的概念。
Because what is seen is just what is visible, not a chair. What is touched is just hardness, not a chair. But because of countless different experiences, there is the idea that a chair is seen or a chair is touched. But actually, a chair can never be a rupa because it's just an idea.
因为有色尘被看到了，因为有碰触去经验了各种土元素，无数的这些经验呢，我们有了椅子的这个概念。但是概念就是概念，概念不会是法。
And for Lily too, is a chair a visible object?
不同的问题，椅子是不是色尘呢？
它不是色尘。
那大壮师问素琼，等一下。素琼。
Because earlier Lily said a chair is a visible object, so I'm asking if
是我刚才说是一个色尘，但是我现在了解到椅子是一个概念。
Now I understand what you said. Chair is just a concept. Chair cannot be a visible object.
Right, because what is seen is never a chair. So a chair is never the visible object. It's just the fantasy, the illusion that what is seen is a chair or that a chair is visible. What is seen is not a chair.
没错，因为被看到的色尘，色尘不会是椅子。椅子是想的概念，概念也不会是法，不会是色尘，所以这个只是一个幻象而已。
And even if we say the chair is made up of many rupas, or the many visible objects that make up a chair, it's not right, because actually the rupas are the rupas. They're not the chair. The rupas seen are just the rupas seen. They're not the chair. So the chair is just the idea, but without the arising and falling away of countless different rupas and the memory and the thinking, there wouldn't be an idea of chair. But we cannot say the chair is rupa or made up of rupas.
所以如果我们非常精准的来讲的话，我们不能说椅子是色法组合成的，因为被看到的是色法，被看到的那个色法不会是椅子，那么被碰触到的是另外一种色法，它也不会是椅子，椅子也不会是那种色法，并不是这些色法组合成一个椅子，是各种这些不同感官门的经验不同的类型的色法，才有想象出椅子这个概念。
And I think this is the point that Ajahn is stressing. Each word, each term, like what is a chair or what is a cheetah now, we have to consider very carefully. Or what is doubt now, like it may seem there's no doubt. But when it's the understanding is not clear, there's bound to be doubt. Only a Sotapanna who has no more wrong view has no doubt at all.
所以这次老师一直强调，一次一个法在那里的是什么，想清楚。也只有第一果的圣人才能够完全清楚一法。所以在那之前呢，我们其实都还是会怀疑的。我有听到我的声音吗？没有听到，
有点断续，
卡区一点。
OK， 那现在呢
？OK 了，现在很好。
OK， 我很快把刚刚 Sarah 讲了一下，就是基本上只有第一果的圣人才不会有疑法的。
They're all very subtle points, but it's so helpful to consider again and again. Otherwise, without realizing it, there may be some ideas like the table is made up of rupas or the chair is the visible object. And the idea of a thing there is so very deeply rooted. And this is also a kind of utter ditthi.
因为这个其实蛮重要的。我们对于有个人有东西在那里的这个阿塔迪体这个邪见呢，是非常非常的深的，所以并不是有个椅子被色法组成，这个要真的弄清楚哦，因为并没有组成一个东西在那里，而只是不同的法被经验，然后出现了椅子这个概念而已。
明白，就是说，譬如讲蚂蚁，它不知道有这把椅子的存在，那么也可不可以说是这个是对应的不同的心灵对应的一个认知呢，或者说业呢？
你说出现不同的概念是业吗？
对，我就问一下，是不是这个是对应的是这么个意思？
So when like the ant cannot see this chair, so with all the different concept, is that because of karma?
We say because of memory, because chair has been seen before, and so the idea of chair is a known idea, and it can be brought to mind.
那么这样是没有讨论蚂蚁的这个部分哦。那不是业，是因为记忆，这个椅子曾经被看过了，它被定义成为椅子了，所以因为记忆的关系标记了这个对象，所以在看到的时候，我们知道它叫椅子。
So the idea of chair comes to mind before, comes to mind automatically without any effort on our part.
那么椅子这个概念呢，它在心里面出现椅子这个概念呢，是自动发生的，你不用做任何努力，椅子出现就是出现了。
But the reality of the moment when there is the idea of chair is thinking, not seeing. Different moment from the seeing of the visible object or feeling the hardness of the chair.
那么当椅子出现，当想象着这个椅子这个概念的时候呢，
So different moments, different realities appearing. I think we've mentioned. Hello. Can you hear me? No, we're not hearing you.
文森可能掉线了。
Okay. Then we've lost Vincent.
Vincent has connection problem, I think.
Sorry?
Vincent has a connection problem, I think.
Yes, that's yeah. Oh, Okay, Vincent's coming back. Hi, Vincent. You've come back for us.
Hi, just sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Sorry. I did. Let me check if the translation they heard. 刚刚有提到，就是椅子被想的时候，那个去想着椅子的心是真的。这段有听到吗 ？Hello， 有人在吗？
在，听得到。
听得到好。那个去想着椅子的心是真的，那个想不同于看的那个心，也不同于碰触的心。
I was saying that at different moments, different realities appearing. So at the moment of there being the idea of a chair, it's a moment of thinking, not a moment of seeing or experiencing hardness.
Right, that's explained. That's just explained to them.
Okay. So the Buddha's teaching is not really about chair or object, but really it's about whatever is appearing at the present moment and can be understood, directly known.
所以佛陀的教导呢，当然就不是关于表面实相的这些已知人或东西，而是现在在那里的是什么的这些法，他们是可以被直接经验的。
And although it's okay conventionally to say what's appearing is my computer or my phone or the screen and the images of the people on it, that is not a description of what can be directly known at the present moment.
当然，我们还是在活在传统的世界里面呢，还是有电脑、有荧幕、有手机等等的，但是这个并不是要去了解的对象。
The idea of a monitor or phone or computer arises so quickly, conditioned by the experiencing of certain visible object. So it's an automatic and natural process. But we are considering what is real in the sense of capable of being directly known at the present moment.
比如说这个电脑荧幕啊，当各种不同的色层被经验的时候呢，自动的、很自然的，立刻就会形成这个形状，有个东西在那里。那所以我们要学着去了解的，并不是这个东西啊，而是因为这些法 被了解了，这些法各种不同经验的法才会有所谓这个人或东西的概念。
So at the moment of thinking that we see a computer or a monitor, that must be thinking rather than actual moment of seeing visible object.
所以一旦出现了各种形状的人或东西的时候呢，那个时候一定是在想，而不是在看的那一刻。
But whether it's thinking or seeing, both are the same kind of reality, namely consciousness, citta, and so they have that characteristic in common.
但是不管是在想或者是在看，都是心啊，这两个都是心，所以他们的共同特征一定是一样的。
And that characteristic is the characteristic of experiencing something.
他们一样的特征就是去经验一个什么。
So both are citta.
但是他们都是他们都是心这个法，都是去经验一个对象，不管是在看或者在想，都是去经验一个对象。
But as well as having that in common, that they are the faculty of experiencing, each has an individual characteristic, because the thinking experience is a concept, whereas the seeing consciousness experience visible object. So in that sense, they're different.
那么看跟想虽然都是心哦，他们的共同特征都是去经验都是去经验某个对象，但是我们可以再进一步分类的更细，他们是不同的，因为他们经验的对象会不同。比如说看就只能经验色尘，它就不同于想，想可以去经验非常非常多不同的对象。
So it can be said that citta is of one kind in the sense of it is that which experiences, or it can be said that citta is of many different kinds in the sense that different kinds of citta experience different objects.
所以从心就是那个去经验一个对象的法，这个角度来看，心就是一种，不管你是哪一种类型的心，它就是去经验一个对象。但你也可以从更多不同的功能去把心做不同的分类，它是去看啊，是去听啊，去想等等。可以吗？
温生，就是说那个心嘛，它是它是去经验的，然后它有不同的功能，那么就是说，也可不可以说这样理解，就是对应的那把椅子，它只是那把椅子，但是它有不同的设法的这个特征属性。
我听不太懂啊，因为心跟对应的椅子的不同设法的属性，你是说去看到因为椅子是被想的嘛，对不对？
对。
那被看到的其实就是色尘嘛，不会是椅子嘛？所以我不太懂大壮的问题。
是，我的意思呢，就是说，所以就回到刚才那个问题，就是说，它这个椅子的出现是因为对应到我们现在当下的一种某种心灵层次的一种对应的所谓的业啊，就是说记忆也好，或者这个层面也好。那么当心灵可能是不是说在不同的层面的话，它对法的这个相应就不一样？
因为我不太懂你的对应，我不太懂你的对应的意思。
因为我是觉得我总觉得有一个对应真实的说法，就是说虽然是有一个究竟法的这个最高的智慧的这个层面的理解当然了，我讲这个只是说这种表达，当然老师是希望带 带我们导向那个究竟实相的一个了解，一个智慧最高智慧的一个了解。我只是分享一下这个。
Okay. I don't really get Dajuang's question, but I will talk about it later. Ajahn, were you going to say something?
I say that from hearing all about the teachings, many words of the teachings of the Buddha, there can be more confidence of the subtlety of each reality as it's now appearing, but without any understanding of it, only just hearing about each different ones. But the characteristic of any reality does not appear just one at a time yet. That's why there is always the idea of something from the shape and form, which is accumulated. The sanya remember it as something all the time from life to life. That's why in order to have more understanding, more confidence of the teachings as no thing permanent at all, what is there is so very short, and that can be directly experienced. By then there's less doubt about the words of the Buddha. It's not just thinking about the term or how to answer, but it's thinking about what is heard. And now, what is a question is about that which has heard. So it is like a test of how much understanding of the characteristic of that which is not self, or just remembering the word and try to answer and try to think that is what is that as I have heard. But the characteristic of each reality is there all day, anytime, by conditions, revealing the truth of no one, no self, who can force the thought or the speak or whatever is there at all. Just beginning to understand that actually the words of the Buddha can bring about the interest, chanda, to understand more about the truth of that which is now appearing. Not just remember that it experiences, but the characteristic of that which experiences does not appear as it is, because the object appears all the time as something. So without the words of the truth of the Buddha, there cannot be any letting go of the idea of self, because we listen to the words in this life in one language. And what about next life? We might have very fluent, because the Pali term is our native tongue, but actually without understanding, they are gone completely. Just like from now to then, from this moment, we forget about the truth of that which appears, but to ignorance, not to understanding. That's why I listen more and try to consider Suttamaya Panya and then Chintamaya Panya, so there can be more confidence of truth to understand this moment as it's taught, not just from only thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, I'll do the translation later, and it's about time.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadika, thank you so much, Ajahn.
Sawadika, thank you.
Thank you, Dajuang,
Thanks for helping